Vicky here with you, and I thought I was going to bring you today to do a little journaling out of the box. I don't know if you know what that is. It's basically little cards that I use to journal, like make a little journal out of it. And those are game cards. I'm almost out of that, and I've said that last year and I still have some. So I basically didn't do a lot of journaling out of the box this past year, and I should do more because honestly it's super fun. And it's very small little art pieces and just, you know, fun to do. So I figured I had some that was one that was already colored when I did some painting papers, and I haven't done anything with it, so it's about time that I use it. And I have some Dilution die cuts, and I don't use them a lot, so I'm going to use this one. And I believe these were gifted to me by the lovely Kimberly. I did purchase myself some though, but I think these ones were gifted. And of course I can't for the life of me put them back into the little packaging, because I hang these so that they're close. I've got, when I went and did the Diane Reevely class last year, I purchased some of her back chat, and I haven't been using it because I just hoard her stuff. I just love it and I hoard it. And so I figured there's some here that would look good, and it looks good with the background. So I chose this little octopus because that's basically the only one that really kind of fit on here, and even that I will have to fiddle with it and probably cut a tiny bit off, but very little, so we should be pretty much okay. I'm not going to glue it right away because I want to color the octopus first, and I thought I was going to bring you for that. I have a bunch of, one of my addictions, and I have many crafting addictions, but one of them is coloring pencils. And a while back I had found this, the Color Blend by Spectrum Noir at, or equivalent of TJ Maxx. And so I purchased the set, and I used it once or twice, and that's it. So I figured I was going to bring these in my laundry room, because this way I see them and I will use them more here, because usually all of my other coloring pencils are upstairs, and while I'm watching TV I will color in my coloring books, but I haven't been doing that as much. I bring them places in case I'm bored, but then I haven't been coloring much. So there's a lot of art stuff that I want to do. I was not in a good place at the end of 2019. My trip really helped to put me in a better place, so I want to play with that. I also have these crayons that I purchased at Miniso. That's a Japanese store, and I'm addicted, guys, to stationery. If I ever go to Japan, I think I'm gonna have to bring a whole suitcase empty just to bring back supplies, because I'm addicted to it. I just love supplies so much. I could spend a full day looking at office supplies and pens and pencils. I love it. That, paper, anything journal related, I just love it. So I had purchased these because I thought they looked really fun, but I didn't use them, so I brought them to my room here as well, and I put them in a little bin so that they're easily accessible. And I also have these craft markers that I purchased at the dollar store, and I wanted to try them out. I had purchased two sets, the more neutral and the colors, and they have some fun colors. So I brought them, I put them in here, and we shall play with them. So now it's a question of coloring this little octopus and just having fun. Now, I don't know, let me find an envelope. Just whatever envelope, just so that I have something that I can kind of check the colors. I also have a color chart with all the, see, this is very similar to this. there's really not much of a difference between those two. And that's one thing I find very sad when I purchase a set of coloring pencils, is when the colors are so close together. I wish there was bigger differences, which is why I often have a few sets. Like I've bought those cases that you can zip, and I have a few sets within the same case, so this way I can alternate between the different type of pens. So pencils, I mean. Why am I saying pens? See, this is vivid pink and this is pink violet, and I really do not see much of a difference between those two. This one might be a little bit lighter, but I mean really small difference. So I might use this one. Actually, I could use crazy colors. My little card is which colors. So maybe I should use some dark blue on this little octopus. Dark blue and violet. How about that? And let's put this aside so it's not in the way. So how is that gonna look? Yeah, that should be fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna have fun and color this little octopus. I love Diane Reevely stuff, like, oh, so much. So much. And I often don't end up using it. I just kind of hoard it and look at it and just enjoy. Same thing with Tim Holtz stuff. Oh, I don't know if I'm alone in this. Probably not, because I think I've heard other people on YouTube say the same thing. But it's just hard sometimes to use up the stuff just because it's just so pretty and fairly expensive. So, which, I mean, it's expensive, but if you don't use it, what's the point, right? So this year I'm really hoping to use up my stuff a lot. It's hard sometimes because you see the new shiny thing and you want it, and then you move on to something else and you forget about the other one. Now this is not coloring all that good. I wonder if it's because it's not on, it's got, this paper has some kind of weird texture to it, so some of the colors are weird on it. How about putting some bright yellow? It's not as bright yellow as I thought it would be, or maybe it's being diluted because of the black. I wasn't expecting all that much from him because, I mean, it was they were very cheap, those crayons, those markers, but I like experimenting with some, so this way I can tell you whether I like them or not. My favorites are definitely Copics, but Copics do not react well with all kinds of papers, which is why it's nice to have other type of papers. I'm hoping that you're coloring or doing some sort of craft alongside, so otherwise you might find this video very boring. And I tend to say that a lot. But you're probably doing the same thing I do, which is while doing something else you put the video in the background. That's often what I do. Okay, so I've done the yellow. Let's do a few spots here and here. And maybe the eye would have a bit of yellow. Here we go. And then maybe for the eye, use this color. Now, this I suppose is to turn it down or up. Oh, you're supposed to do this. You can tell I haven't used it before. So obviously it doesn't really color otherwise. So this is kind of like Crayola's, but a fancier version of it. But Miniso is really, some of their supplies is really affordable. So it's fun to experiment. Has kind of a shimmer to it too, which is fun. Some bubbles. Here we go. Okay, so let's continue on. I should probably sharpen my pencil because I prefer when they're very sharp to color in. Find that it makes it easier. But I don't know, I'm kind of scared that because some of the pencils, when you sharpen them, they don't react all that well, and they break. And I saw in the box, I must have used the black before because the black seems to be quite a lot shorter, so I have a feeling that it didn't sharpen too good. I have some of the pre-colored Diane Reevely images too that I should use. I started some journals when I was in their class and I still have to finish them. There's a lot of stuff that I need to finish in 2020. It's gonna be a busy year. But I'm hoping to do more videos and to bring you along. Like I said, I know that there's a lot of you guys that enjoy just watching the video as a background noise. And I have my favorite YouTubers that I go to when I'm doing other stuff. So I really appreciate and feel really blessed when I get that comment. It can be part of your life. Because there's so much content on YouTube that if you chose to watch this, I'm very special. That's what it makes me feel like. I'm hoping I'm in the frame. Trying to hold my little octopus so that it doesn't shift around as I'm coloring it. Holding my pencil too hard. My hand is hurting. And here. Let's try to sharpen it and see. No, Doesn't fit in that one. Well, it did pretty good. Well, the question is, will it break right away? Obviously, it depends on how much pressure I put. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so did the pink. Now let's do the blue. Let's sharpen this up a bit. It's a lot nicer to work with when it's sharpened. I don't know how much you can hear on camera, but my husband's talking to the cat upstairs. My husband's trying to get my 16-year-old son to go out to remove some of the snow, and my son is just watching something on his iPod, so not moving as fast as my husband would like. Which, yeah, it happens. Okay, kind of like that. And just because. Hey, I almost made it fit. I think I'm only gonna have to trim the bubble a bit. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'll just, oh, you can see the marker bled through. I think that by leaving this bin of crayons close by, I will probably be using it more. So very happy with that idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim this lightly. So this, like I said, is a journaling out of the box because it's I make these little journaling cards. And then I have a drawer of from an old sewing machine that I store these in, and it makes it really fun because you can just kind of you know, look at them and play with them, and it's really fun. Now I've gotten this huge Sharpie from Marty, so let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess, because I like to do a border to my things, and I often make a big mess of it. But it's part of the fun of the mixed media, I guess. It really works well. It's the first time I own such a big pen. Like, it's huge. Guess that's why it's called king size. Just find that doing the edge like that, it makes it finish versus not so much. Okay, so here we go. And now I just need to find a little sentiment for this little guy. So, I thought I said that I saw some here. There's Get Crafty. Give me a coffee and nobody gets hurt. I think that's the one I had seen, but it's a bit big. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's this one here. Let's pretend this never happened. Or I'm not lazy. I'm on an energy saving mode. Let's pretend this never happened. That's too as big. There's another one here. I almost did it. Almost did it. And let's use my tiny Sharpie and highlight this. And that's it. It's that easy making those little journal cards, and it was a lot of fun. I hope that you've enjoyed spending your time with me, and that's it for now. Bye everyone.